Okay, guys, what's going on? So, before we start the video, I just want to explain what I'm going to do real quick. Um, so I figured the best way to really illustrate what all happened with the loads and everything was for me to voice over everything instead of trying to do something at the table and show the shooting. I just figured this would be quicker. So, what's going to happen is I'm going to show the shots being taken place. Is going to be there's going to be a camera on me, a shooter's camera. There's going to be a target camera, and then once I go to change the targets, I'll stop the video, post a picture of the target, and I have notes here in the notebook, going over the average FPS, the standard deviation, and all that stuff. And I'm just going to talk about how each load performed, and we'll have that picture of the target so you guys can really see what happened. So. Yeah, with that being said, just want to explain that real quick and let's get into the video.
Well, okay, guys, we are finally here. We are finally out here about to test these rounds we did. We finished them up last night. We got 50 rounds total, and what else can I say? We're going to test them. We're out here in the cow field. We're at 50 yards. Really, it's like 49.0, but we're going to call it 50. Okay. Got my gun here. Again, this is that Daytona Tactical 16-inch 1-7 twist 5.56 upper flat top. I got a it's either a 5 or 10 round mag, I can't quite remember. AR Stoner mag. Got my brass catcher coming off the side. I got my, you might notice the video quality might not be as good because I got my old phone hooked up to actually filming because my new phone is the only one that wants to work with my chronograph. So, got my Caldwell Ballistic Precision chronograph set up. I'm going to be firing at these targets right here. Just some pre-printable targets. Got these, just printing them off. Shooting off a bipod, shooting off a table. The ground is just too even for me to shoot prone. It's just too uneven. There's too many dips and falls for me to actually get somewhere with a good backstop. And yeah, I got a strap going across the table to kind of stop my bipod. So yeah, with that being said, let me load up our ciders here. I went and did 10 ciders, and they're 72 grains. These ciders are 72 grains, 17.2 grains of the Accurate 2015 powder. I'm just going to do 5 right now. Okay, actually, let me charge my bolt to the rear. Okay, make sure to actually look here, make sure I actually go in. Okay, fully chambered, good. 17.2 grains, Accurate 2015, 50-yard ciders. Let's see what happens here, and hopefully I don't shoot my chronograph. Okay, guys, we got a reading here. It didn't start on my phone, but first reading is 2049, so 2049 feet per second, and okay, I'm impacting low left, I mean. So let me send another one over, and it ejected. Let's see what the brass looks like here. Brass looks good. A little dirty, but you know, other than that, brass looks perfectly fine. I do have about a 3 mile per hour left to right wind right now, so that's kind of irritating. Okay, that one landed in about the same place. Yeah, we got good brass ejection. Okay. Okay, that's all 5 of them. Everything ran just like normal. Average, let's see what our average FPS here is. Okay, according to my Caldwell here, we got an average of 2,096.75 feet per second. Standard, standard deviation of 17.56. Our lowest velocity was 2075. Our max was 2117. Our spread was 42 feet per second. And our true MV is 2096.75. So all in all, looks pretty good.
Okay, guys, just to talk about the target real quick here. This was our first sighter target of the 17 grains of accurate 2015. Now, I actually did 10 rounds of this on two different targets, but due to camera issues, I was only able to really record one target, so we're only going to count this one target. So all in all, it fed just fine as y'all saw. I didn't really have any problems with it whatsoever. I did have unburnt powder in the chamber though, which is going to be a recurring feature. But other than that, worked just fine. Our average FPS was 1855, our standard deviation was 21, and the group size for those 5 rounds was 1.6 inches at 50 yards. So all in all, a pretty good group for the accurate 2015 at 17.0 grains. So back to the shooting now.
What else? Oh yeah. So I did already shoot 10 of them, our 10 sighters. The 17.2 grain of accurate 2015. Problem was I was having chronograph problems. I was having camera problems. Batteries were dying, so I had to postpone till today. And I got probably about 2 hours before I got to be at work. So we're going to try and do a little bit of shooting here. So target's at 50 yards. Got my chronograph here. Everything chambered really good yesterday. The only problems I was having with that particular load was not having a complete powder burn. But other than that, everything was going good. So we are going to start shooting now. 50 yards, target cam downrange, and let's go. Okay, Winchester 748, 20 grains. (2,287 feet per second). And I forgot to start my phone to record everything on the chronograph, but let's see here. (2,297). (2306). Alright. I did get a last round hold open. That's good. All of our brass looks good. I do have unburnt powder though. So yeah, that is a problem. So let me go change targets out real quick.
Okay, guys, so with the 20.0 grains of Winchester 748, out of our 5 rounds, we got a group size of 2.1 inches at 50 yards. Now, guys, I'm going to be 100% with you. The Winchester 748, in general, as a powder, all of them performed really well function-wise. It's just the accuracy changed a little bit. It didn't really vary too much. We had basically the same groups, the same performance. So I'm not really going to go over all the nitty-gritty little details about Winchester 748 because we just really don't need it because it performed just about all the same. So I'm just going to say the groups and the velocities. So with the 20 grains, we got an average velocity of 2278, standard deviation of 26 feet per second, and our group size was 2.1 inches at 50 yards. So, yeah, that's that little group report.
All right, 21.0 grains. Okay, 2,300 feet per second for that first one. 2336. 2337. 2445. 2379. So we're going to say.
Okay, guys, so with the 21 grains of Winchester 748, had basically the same thing, had a little less unburnt powder for some reason. Average FPS was 2,363, so we're really moving up in velocities pretty good. Standard deviation was 63. Our group size was 2.4 inches at 50 yards, and I took off a crazy flyer we had. If you look in the left hand upper corner of that piece of paper, one of those bushes went zoom right over there. So I went ahead and just took that out to group size because now it's just free. But so far so
Right, so
good.
22 grains. 50 yards. Let's do it. This wind is really picking up, y'all. Okay, so we're averaging 2475 for that.
Okay, 22 grains of Winchester 748. Again, nothing really spectacular to talk about. We were averaging 2475 feet per second, standard deviation of 57 feet per second, and our group size was 2.5 inches at 50 yards. And guys, looking at it, we are pushing toward the upper end of what cast bullets need to do. And with that group size, I'm thinking we might be able to tinker with this one because 2.5 at 50 with that velocity might be a seating depth thing, but it's looking kind of promising. Um, so still working pretty good. All in all, we're just going up in velocity. So we're just going to keep motoring on through this.
Okay, so final ones. These are supposed to be the full house loads of 23 grains. So we should be getting at least 2,500 feet per second with these. Let's see how these work out. So, got a full house, 23 grains, Winchester 748, 50 yards, 5 rounds. Let's see. 2578. 2561. 2563. 2554. Okay, 2568. All right.
Okay, so with the 23 grains, now this was our full house load. This was Elvis Ammo's, this is the load he was using. He was getting really good results with it. He was getting like a thumb, he was able to put his thumb over his group, but it just wasn't working with me. It just did not want to work. Now, I was getting extremely good velocities, guys. I was getting 25, I was averaging 2,564 feet per second, and the standard deviation was only 8 feet per second, 8.93 feet per second. So it was supposed to work. It seems like everything there should have worked, but it didn't. Now, this group would have been smaller if I didn't add the one flyer, but since it wasn't super crazy, I decided to go ahead and add it. Now, this was our largest group with the Winchester 748 at 3.5 inches at 50 yards. So, part of me really, really, really wants to keep working on this just because it functions so well. The velocity is so good, but I'm just thinking that the lead at my twist rate, the lead bullet with my twist rate on my barrel with this velocity is just not going to be able to handle it. So I don't know. But yeah, that's their final low with the Winchester 748. Just want to know what you guys think about it. Should I keep trying to tinker with this? Maybe should I be more incremental? Let me know in the comments. So now we're finna move to Accurate 2015, and the real crap show is about to start.
0 grains of accurate 2015. And our most accurate load so far was at like an inch group with 5 rounds, and that was with 17.2 grains. So I got high hopes for this one. Let me adjust my chair. So. Okay, that was 2079. Okay, I don't think that one picked up the next round. It skid right over it. I can see the mark. Okay, yeah, it's got it now. Alright. Okay, 2031. Okay, 2073. Okay, so that one's stuck in there. Okay, so we have a stuck round. Thank God I brought a cleaning rod. Okay, good thing we had a cleaning rod there. That could have sucked, but yeah, we had a bullet get stuck, but just punched out with a cleaning rod. Our coat looks okay. So we only have 3 rounds on for our velocity here.
As I said, the Accurate 2015 just it became a crapshoot. I'm not sure what happened. I think I somehow I just did not seat these bullets deep enough because I didn't have a lot of room to the lands as it was, and maybe I just didn't seat these bullets properly because once that first bullet pulled, it just went it just went to crap after that first bullet pulled. That and the low velocities, I think, were not letting my bolt carrier go all the way back and really pick up the rounds like it was supposed to. So the first two sets, the 17.0 grain and the 17.5 grains of Accurate 2015, they just didn't work. I had powder all in my chamber from the pulled bullet, and it was just every other round was not wanting to put in. It didn't want to. I had to hand feed. Um, what was it? Yeah, I ended up having to hand feed the 17.5 grain ones. And I'm not really sure. It had to have been the powder spilling in my chamber. That's the only thing I can figure out. And I didn't have the proper tools out there to really clean that powder out of my chamber completely, especially in the star chamber. I will probably post a picture of just how bad it was getting. But, like, it just got in there and it would not let my bolt function until I really just sat down and spent probably 15 minutes trying to blow out all the pieces of gunpowder out of there. Once I did that, the other two sets worked pretty good, but I still had pooled bullets. So I'm thinking that that was the problem, but I don't know. So if you guys think I should retest the 17.0 and 17.5 grains of Accurate 2015, let me know in the comments. I'll be more than happy to. But I'm not finna subject y'all to just watching me cuss and rant and rave trying to get this powder clean. So I'm just finna post pictures real quick. The 17.0 grains of Accurate 2015, which y'all's probably been watching. The second round didn't pick up. The third round didn't pick up. And the fifth round got stuck and the bullet separated from the case, spilled powder on the chamber. So, yeah, I had a problem with that. Our average FPS was 2,055. Our standard deviation was 21 feet per second. And our group size was 3.4 inches. So, we're running just under, I mean, by a hair, a worse group than our fastest load. So, yeah. And 17.5 grains of Accurate 2015 out of 5 rounds. The spill powder from the first set was causing issues with the, like I just said. The second bullet pulled out, so wasted more powder in there. I did get a last round hold open, but the ejection was extremely lackadaisical. It just didn't. It just felt lazy as heck. So that was one thing. I also did not fully let the charging handle run home. I rolled the charging handle for it, so that may have been a problem. Um, Average FPS was 2100. Standard deviation was 33.9, and our group size was 3.05 um, inches. So yeah, those two I'm going to just kind of throw them away. Don't really think they counted as much, but yeah. So back to the ones that actually did decent.
Okay, up next is 18.0 grains of Accurate 2015. Failed to fire. I'm starting to think magazine feeding is like bad luck or something. I don't know. Okay, that felt like a good one. That's all of them. Hold open.
Okay, so with the 18.2 grains, I mean 18.0 grains of Accurate 2015, out of our 5 rounds, the first one didn't pick up. The first one also pulled the bullet. I remember there being like powder wedged between the bullet and the chamber. Like, when I pulled it out, there was like powder embedded in the powder coat. So that may be a problem. Okay, that might be a problem with the bullet pulling. I'm not 100%. That was the only one I really just noticed. Other than that, good ejection. The remaining rounds fired perfectly after I got that out and the powder cleaned out. The feet per second was 2104. Standard deviation was 16, and the group size was only 1.8. So we're closing back that good group size that Accurate 2015 was giving us with our original cider round. So we're getting back to where we need to be with that.
Okay. 18.2 grains. And of course. Okay. I think we found a good load. I think we may have found a good load.
Yes, guys, yes, I think we did find a good load. Now, that was 18.2 grains of accurate 2015. And guys, this gave us the smallest group of our whatever to date. Now, as far as problems, the first round pulled, but I managed not to spill any of the powder. So I managed to get it, the bullet pulled out, but I managed to tap it out without spilling more powder. So, um, didn't really have that problem. I did get a slight double feed with the second round. When the first no, the third round, when the second round was coming out, the empty shell was coming out. It didn't eject it with enough power, and the second one kind of caught it going in. But I think that was just due to my brass catcher being set a certain way and didn't really let it flick out. So, that may have been a problem. And everything else fired fine. Our average velocity for that was 2,150 feet per second with a standard deviation of 31.60. And this gave us our smallest group to date, which was 1.3 inches at 50 yards. I'm sorry the picture looks weird. It posted weird and I couldn't fix it. But yeah. So, guys, I want to know, what do y'all think about this? I'll try being real precise with it. What do y'all think I should do? Should I try and go back with these loads? Is there certain ones you think I should go back with? Should I try and adjust my seating depth? What do you think's going on here? So, yeah, guys, it does take me a lot of time to make these videos, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could hit that like button if you enjoy what I'm doing. If you want to keep seeing what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that little bell icon, because apparently YouTube is being stupid again, and you won't see my videos unless you hit it. So with that being said, if you guys want to see anything else, just let me know in the comments. I'll try working on it. And that being said, y'all, this is our best group so far, and I'm out. Y'all take it easy.